And so Christy shared with you what she does at the party, and Jessica's going to share with you what she does away from the party to get new datings when she has no parties, or maybe she has parties and wants more.
You know me.
Okay.
More the merrier, right? So
Yes.
I want to share with you guys. I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I couldn't wait to share my top 3 tips for you all dating away from social media, right? Because sometimes I feel that we have our circle of friends, right? Our friends and family on social media, and we come to a point like, oh my gosh, it's not growing. And we're not friending new people on Facebook, so therefore our circle isn't growing, right? So what we need to do is grow our circle. So when we grow our circle, we'll get new dating. So what I'm going to share with you guys is 3 tips to help you grow your circle on social media. So tip number 1, you're going to have to friend them, okay? But that's not in my training. But I just wanted to share that you have to friend them on Facebook first. But so what I want to share with you is utilize, tip number one is utilize the champion group. There is so much information there. So what I'm going to do for you all is share my screen and show you a cool tab that's in Champion. It's actually in all groups. But if you're looking for something specific, like for instance, for those that are new or in the business like me, a little bit longer, eight years or so, or maybe 2 or 3 years, this is so important for you to know. It will definitely help you date parties because we have tons of word choices already in our Champion page. All right, so why not use it? So what I just want to show you is this one little tip, and I think sometimes it's just overlooked, and it's not anybody's fault or anything. It's just sometimes Facebook has changed the way it looks. So on my screen, I'm on a MacBook, okay? And you see this little magnifying glass, I guess is what you would call it, right? You would click that, and then up here where it says search this group, all I'm going to do in here is put dating word choices. And there are so many that are already on here from so many people, directors and managers and consultants that you guys can use. So here it goes. So then over here, you can kind of push, you could do most recent if you want to, and maybe they would cater more to like Facebook parties and virtual parties. But looky here. So when you scroll down here, you're gonna see word choices that you guys can use. Jenny shared some, Ellen shared some, Pam shared some. So I definitely recommend going to the Champion group first, or second or third, whatever you choose, to just do that simple search for dating word choices, okay? And a lot of them are for virtual parties, and there are some home parties too. So I'm gonna stop my share. All right, so tip number 2. My tip number 2 is like Pam was talking about. I do like a lot of parties, but I do run out of parties too, okay? We all get there. We all go there. So how do you get out of your party slump, right? So like I said, you want to grow your circle, your virtual circle, because, you know, let's face it, we all have to stay 6 feet apart from each other. And the home party, some people are still doing it, which is fine, but most people really don't want to go that way yet. And that's totally fine. We respect that, right? So we have to think outside the box. So this is what I'm going to recommend for tip number 2. All right. So when I moved 7 years ago, okay, I came here where I'm at now. I didn't know a single soul. All right. I was kind of starting over. I really didn't know where to start. I took some recommendations from other directors, and this is what I did. So tip number 2. All right. So I am going to share my screen, and it is called friend finding. Now, this is a different friend finding than what Nancy shares about. Hers is a little bit more outgoing. I'm not like that, all right? So I'm gonna share a friend finding that is more my speed, and because I'm really shy, so I did it this way and it worked for me. So hopefully it'll work for you. If not, search Nancy Lagan and look at her friend finding, okay? So I am going to share my screen. All right, so this is what I did. So I went neighborhood friend finding, all right? I wanted to know who my neighbors were, okay? That way, number 1, I could friend them on Facebook, right? And then number 2, maybe I'll build that relationship with them. They can learn a little bit about what I do because they're gonna ask what you do. And it builds that relationship. And then later it could become a service, right? Or it could become a party, or it could become a possible recruit. Okay, so this is what I did. So I know right here, I'm gonna highlight it, it says home party, but what you can do because of the circumstances right now, you could always white this out right here where it says home and put virtual party. That's up to you. But you could do that and then print it. So what I did was you always got to check with your ordinances, okay? Like for here, I'm in Jackson Township, we have to get a permit to do this. So always check with your neighborhood or your wherever you're living, their ordinances before you do this, okay? Some claim it as soliciting. So you want to make sure you do the proper thing for your neighborhood. But anyways, so what I did was there are, in the sales aids, there are poly bags, okay? And they have like a little hole in it where you can hang it on their doors or on their mailbox, all right? So what I added in those poly bags was just a third of this paper. And if you scroll down here, you can see what it says. I am a Tupperware consultant servicing this neighborhood. Please give me a call if I may help you with a new catalog, a great home party or virtual party, a new Tupperware tasting event. And that could be an open event outside, right? You could do that at your home, right? And office shopping, and I will kind of talk about that next. That was my third tip. It's a little bit towards that. Custom kitchen organization, fundraisers, one-on-one consultation, or purchasing quality products or warranty service. Now, these are great things to do for your neighborhood, okay? You're gonna service your neighborhood, you're gonna build that relationship, and you're gonna friend them on Facebook, right? So, of course, down here, we wanna let them know that we're, you know, part-time and full-time employment is now available as well. So I always put my information right here where it says, call me today, and make sure you have your name, your phone number, maybe your website, and let them know that they can call or text you, okay? And then down here, it says your Tupperware training specialist. If this catalog has recently, okay, so that's my next part. So what you're gonna put in this bag, you're gonna put just a third of this paper, okay? You're gonna add a catalog or a brochure, maybe one that has expired, right? Because you know, that's what it says. If this catalog has recently expired, that is a great way to use those catalogs and sales flyers that are sitting in your basement. All right, don't burn them, use them. Please call me for your updated full line catalog. Mention this and receive a free gift. Okay, so you're gonna add, let's review. You're gonna add a brochure or a catalog, all right? A third of this paper. And then what I also put in there was a tiny little treasure or a small gift for them, and then my business card, but that wasn't it, okay? You're building a relationship. So what I also added in there was a little sticky note. I love sticky notes, some cute sticky notes, and just a little note saying, hey, you know, I'm in the area. I just wanted to know if you need any services. Love, Jessica. That's how easy it was. And let me tell you, it takes some time to do, but it's worth it. I dated several parties from it. I ended up having several new consultants on the team, as well as new customers. All right. And they still call me today. All right. So that's tip number 2. All right. So tip number 3. So the third tip I want to share with you all tonight is a survey party. And this goes back to the office, kind of the office thing. So what I did was go to my local businesses here in the area, and I went in and asked them if it would be okay if I did a survey in their business. And what I would do is have the 12-cup festival or whatever bowl or container that you have of Tupperware, all right, and let them know, hey, just for letting me do this, is it okay first? Yes. And then I would love to give you this gift as an appreciation for letting me do this in your business. And they're usually, I haven't had nobody ever tell me no, you know? So I gave them whatever I was using to put my survey scrolls in, and I gave them as a gift afterwards. All right. So how did I do this? What did I put in there? Well, what I put in there was, I called it a scroll party. And what I had in the scroll was a sales flyer that was outdated, right? And I had a whistle straw with my business card in it to make it fun looking. And I rolled them up and tied them with cute little ribbon and put them all in a bowl, right? So you're wondering, how in the world are they going to get them? Like, how's this going to build your business, right? So what I did, and I know vendor shows is a big thing too, and I've done a lot of vendor shows that I know right now, a lot of them are not doing that. I know Angela does a lot of them, Angela Becht, but a lot of mine have canceled, right? So what I'm doing with my my vendors show slips is that's what I'm using for my survey. So what I'm having them do is just say, hey, fill out the survey, right? I'm trying to reuse what I've already printed or, you know, what I have at home. Fill out the survey and be entered into a $50 surprise pack of Tupperware, right? So you're gathering that information from them and you're gonna follow up with them. If you don't follow up with them, it isn't gonna work. All right, guys. So you definitely need to follow up with your leads. All right. And then and what I use too to draw attention to the survey bowl with these scrolls in it, there's my bowl with my little party, with my survey party for a business. All right. So it's really simple and people are attracted to that, right? So what I use to put the slips in, so I use the old Piccadilly, the avocado green Piccadilly, and I cut a little slit at the top and they drop their survey slips in there. So that was a great way for me to attract them to my survey. And I had a lot of leads from that too, a lot of parties and a lot of customers from that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you were able to grab something away from the party. You guys, yeah, we need to build those circles up. And I think once you reach out past your friends and family right now, I think, you know, that'll help out a lot too. So.
Oh my goodness, you did awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica.
You're welcome.
Seriously. That was a really great training. Make